It's game number 16 in the IPL. It features the only undefeated team in the tournament so far. And up until now, Chennai had been very kind to RCB. But will Mumbai be the same, or whether you'll have to make a few changes to the team? That's what we're going to talk about. You're watching Coin. DCX Co presents ESPNcricinfo Fantasy Picks. I'm joined on the program by Dan Vettori and Gaurav Sundararaman. But before I get talking to them, here's a quick look at our Safe Bet 11. And we've got with Jos Buttler, who's our vice captain. He's also the wicket keeper. Now, he was the top scorer in the previous game with a 35 ball 49 against Chennai. We've also got Virat Kohli there. Just ignore his current form. He has scored 597 runs in 13 games at an average of 85 and a strike rate of 158 at the Wankhede Stadium. So that's an interesting stat that you must consider. Devdutt Padikkal also makes it to our team, has registered scores of 35 and 64 against Rajasthan last season. Glenn Maxwell, he's also the captain of our team, the man in form. A.B. de Villiers, how could we not have him in our 11? David Miller, so that's a very, very strong middle order that we've got. Then we've gone with Riyan Parag as the all-rounder. And we've also got Chris Morris there. Remember, Morris scored a match-winning 18 ball 36 against Delhi and also picked up 5 wickets in 3 games so far. Kyle Jamieson from Bangalore and Mohammad Siraj, who had an outstanding game the last time around. His economy this season is 5.82. His previous best in a season was 8.69. So there's massive improvement there as far as Siraj is concerned. And CHETAN, SAKARIYA, the bowler from Rajasthan. So that makes it our 11, the safe bet 11 that we are going to go with. Okay, let me get a spinner into the discussion. Who's going to bowl spin in this one, Dan? I don't see many. I'm not counting Maxwell and Parag as your spinning option, but when you've got the likes of Chahal, Sundar, Shahbaz, surely we could have fit in a spinner there.
I'm surprised there's no Chahal. I think in most lineups, most safe lineups have Chahal in there because of what he's done and at all grounds against all teams. So it's almost like I don't need to be here. You guys have gone and picked a team. And there's no need for a spinner to be on the panel. So I'm actually a little offended. So I might leave.
Okay, we talk about being offended. A lot of people are going to be offended when they take a look at the high-risk swaps that Gaurav has got for us because he has no ABD. Pray explain the reason behind you've left him out.
So it's a high-risk 11, Nikhil. But to satisfy Dan Vettori, surely I have Yuzvendra Chahal. I got that. He is my captain. I really think he will do well. And the fact is, ABD bats at 5, right? So from a fantasy point of view, unless you lose very early wickets like the other day where they lost 2 wickets in the first couple of overs, then you find ABD get a lot of batting time. Sometimes he may not get that batting time if Kohli goes really well and Maxwell also does well. So that was the only logic. And it's a high risk 11. So these are the risks you need to take. So I don't have ABD, but I have Chahal because I think Chahal would do very well. A lot of teams would look to attack him and he might get a lot of wickets. So that's why I have Chahal in my team.
Okay, because you're picking a very high-risk 11, well then let me just throw in a name there. Sanju Samson, if ever there was a high-risk option to go for, could have picked him because he's got his 1 good innings already in the tour.
But this is not the first match, so usually that's the only time he performs.
All right, fair enough. So those are the changes that Gaurav has gone with. You've also got Rahul Tripathi and Dan Christian. That's an interesting one, Dan. That he's got Dan Christian in, your namesake, into the team. Probably also because I look at the RCB team, they've got 4 spin options that were good for them in Chennai. Maybe now they'll let go of one of those and have a fast bowling all-rounder in that sense?
I think so. I think what RCB's done so well so far is they look like they've tried to pick teams for conditions. They've got 9 to 10 players they're going to pick every game, and then maybe that one position is up for debate. And I think they went with the high-risk 11 in the last game by leaving out the 4th overseas players, which we very rarely see. So I think they've got a good understanding of what they want. I think Gaurav's gone incredibly high risk, having no AB de Villiers. I think most selectors would be shocked for suggesting that, particularly against Rajasthan. I think AB and Virat against Rajasthan, you just lock those 2 down for a lot of runs.
Okay, have I covered all your high-risk options, Gaurav, or have I missed someone?
No, you covered most of them. Harshal Patel is not very high risk, but he's the man in form. So I think Harshal Patel needs to be there. His slower ones have been extremely good this season. So that's my final team. I do have Harshal Patel and Chahal in it.
Okay, that's that then, gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining us. You're watching Coin DCX Go presents ESPN Cricinfo Fantasy Pick.